Hi, today we'll be solving problems from the Houston Community College math exam for 0312. One of the problems I want you to look at is the rational functions. When given a rational function and it asks you to simplify it, such as problem number 57. Problem number 57, it asks you to simplify. It is 6, the square root of 32, minus 2, the square root of 18, minus the square root of 2. In order to simplify this problem, you want to know that all of these are different. This is like solving like fractions. And when you have fractions, you have to have a common denominator, same as with rational functions. However, this is the square root of 32, the square root of 18, the square root of 2. They're not the same. So we want to try to break this 32 down so that we can get the least common multiple, which happens to be probably the square root of 2. Let's see if we can do that. So our step 1 was to write the problem down. Our step 2 was start breaking down each radical one. So we'll have 6, the square root of 32 is, you're going to break down 32 to 4, 8 times 4. That's also 32. Minus 2, the square root of 18, you can break that down to 6 times 3. Minus the square root of 2. Still, we don't have a common rational number in there. So our step 3 will be able to simplify this square root of 4. We know that the square root of 4 is 2 times 2. We also can still break down 8, so we'll do that at the next step. So 6, we take the square root of 4, that's saying 2 times 2, which is you bring out a 2, and it cancels out with the radical symbol. You're only left with 8. Minus, you break down 6, you're going to have 2 times the square root of 2 times 3 times 3. It still gives you 18 in the inside, minus the square root of 2. Step 4. In step 4, we have this 8 here to break down. So even though we have 6 times 2, which happens to be 12, the square root of 8, which is 4 times 2, minus, we see if we have 2 of the same things in a radical symbol, we can cancel out 1 and bring 1 out. So we're going to bring out a 3. So that's going to be 2 times 3, which times the square root of 2, minus the square root of 2. We get back to the beginning. We always work from left to right. The 4 times 2, we can break down the 4 as 2 times 2. So at step 5, we know we're going to have 12 times. We're going to break down this 2 as, this 4 is 2 times 2. So we're only left with the square root of 2 on the inside. Minus 6, the square root of 2, minus the square root of 2. We're not quite done. We do have the same common number in each one of the radicals. So now we can combine these. So our step 6 will be 12 times 2, which is 24. 24 times the square root of 2, minus 6, the square root of 2, minus, is understood to have a 1 in front of here, 1, the square root of 2. Now, they all have the same thing. I'm going to start at the top again. We're going to continue number 57. So, we had 24. At our step 7, we'll be writing 24, the square root of 2, minus 6, square root of 2. We're going to call this our step 6 because we just continue on the upside so I can erase the bottom. Minus the square root of 2. I'm going to erase everything from the bottom. We will get at step 7. 24 minus 6 gives me how much? Do it on the side of your paper. We carry 1 over so that we can borrow. We have 6, 4 here, 5, 6, so that means we have 8 left. And we bring down 1. So we have 18, the square root of 2, minus, we combine this together, the square root of 2. I step 8. It's understood to have a 1 there, so we'll do 18 minus 1, which happens to be 17, the square root of 2. That would be our final answer. On problem number 57, checking the answer on the answer sheet, it is 17, the square root of 2. Final answer. We have another radical problem that we could do. So that was number 57. The next one is given looking at another one for a radical problem. I would like you to see this problem number 50. Problem 50 is the square root of 49 over 5. In order to solve this, this says the whole thing, each step is taking the square root of. So, the square root of 49 over the square root of 5. Okay? And then when we have these type of numbers, what we end up doing is multiplying the denominator to both the top and the bottom. Well, we know we can break down the 49, the square root of 49. So our step 3 will be 7 over the square root of 5. Sorry, hope you can see that. Let me write it a little neater. 7 times the square root of 5. Okay? But we take this 5, the square root of 5, and we multiply both top and bottom. So at step 4, we'll have 7 times the square root of 5 over the square root of 5 times the square root of 5. Notice I put it both at the top and the bottom. Okay? So when we do that, we'll multiply the numbers at the denominator. So our step 5 would be numerator 7 over the square root of 5 and the square root of 25. Well, we can break down the square root of 25 to be 5 times 5, right? So we'll then come up with our final answer as 7, the square root of 5 over just 5. And I've got to squeeze that 5 in there. That is your final answer. Okay? Because we broke down the square root of 25 to be 5 and 5. That was problem number 50. That is the same thing that they have as an answer choice for one of the problems that's definitely on the final exam. So we got that one right. Okay? So.